Okay, here we go. It's another Portal 2 tutorial. Crazy Bunny Pictures, I think that's your name, asking you shall receive. We're doing animated panels, animated prop dynamics, or whatever the hell they're called. I was actually doing this tutorial anyway, and because I increasingly F up on each tutorial, this is like my 4th time trying to do this one. It's taking way too long, and originally I just give up, but I just get too determined. I'm like, I'm doing this, I started it, I'm gonna finish it, so I'm doing this. Okay. So then I'm going to show you how to do all this, but I'm not going to do the whole thing. You come through, you trigger it, and it raises the room. Not raises the roof. I should have done that. That would have been much, much, much better. So let's get started on it. Okay. So I use the texture. It's like a third of the way down. It's sort of the office texture, metal black wall, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to do the little room first where you're going to spawn. All right? And if you say it, you have to say it with that sort of bad New Jersey accent. This is a little bit too small. I hate this texture. I think this texture is ugly. I want some squares. Here we go. Oh, you're freaking kidding me. One thing I just learned how to do that I haven't gone through yet, you select them all, you choose a new texture, you go over here and you do apply current texture. And I just applied my new texture. Hot dog. I know. I really don't say hot dog that much, guys. I know I've said it like twice when I'm doing a tutorial, but I really don't say hot dog that much. I think it's because I feel like I shouldn't swear when make a door. I feel like it's because I shouldn't swear when I'm doing this. Door rotating, what the hell? So that's why I sort of resort to other exclamations. Don't judge me. Okay. And then slide it over. Okay, cool. So let's make our next room. So you got to make this room a lot deeper. I'm going to give myself a little bit more density there. You want to make this room a lot deeper than what your initial room is, because your prop dynamic is pretty deep, and if it goes further than where your world exists, you'll get an error. Okay. All right, looks good. And then let's make it hollow. And now I do this in a very archaic, incorrect way. You're supposed to do the vector tool. I haven't learned it yet. I tried to mess around with it earlier. I was not having any success, so I'm going to continue doing it in this very archaic way. Also, I always have to take it off of snap to grid when I do this, because you see that right here? This is your original room, and this is the new one. You want it to be right in there. So that means this room still goes, but then there's no open space before this one, because what we have to do now is we want to make our... Well, first maybe I should rotate this door correctly, so it doesn't look all uggers. Oh, good. Look good to you guys? Looks good to me. Okay. So now I want to make I'm going to carve my door in. This is not a short tutorial, by the way, guys. Oh, I guess you can tell because of how long it is in minutes. I usually try and keep them under 5 minutes, but so do that, carve it, and then delete it. Looks fantastic. This is what I do. I hit F9, I save my file, and then I hit don't run game after compiling, and I run through it just to make sure, because when you do a carve like that, you can go and it'll be outside of your actual world. Also, you can double click on the door and then go to model and then stop it, opening and closing like a hyperactive child, and there we go. Okay, so we got our door. Let's set up our trigger right now. Our trigger for the door. Oh, that's fine, and then trigger. Oops. And then trigger. Trigger. And then we want to name the door. Door 1. Apply. And then go to the trigger. Whoops. And you want to go to control, double click the highlight it, and then do trigger once. If I'm going too fast for anybody with all this sort of stuff, I've already covered what I'm doing now in other tutorials, and if anything happens like that, just know it's in another tutorial, because that's one of the things that I don't like about some other people's tutorials. Is one of the thing that I get the least in order to do what I'm trying to do is the stuff that they gloss over the quickest. That's how I really feel. and you can take it to the bank. So now you're going to go over this, it's going to open the door. All right. So let's go and we'll make our platform so it doesn't look like the room is as deep as it actually is. Deep or freaking huge. Kind of went all out when I did that, huh? I'm going to put it back on Snap to Grid so it looks pretty, and then I got to go and find my original texture, and it is, where the hell, it's like right there, and it was this one. Okay. Oh, looks pretty good, except it's a little high. Voila, copy, paste, and then put it on this side. And again, it is too high. Okay. So that looks good. You're going to come in. That's going to look pretty good. And then there's this one. And how deep is that? That's great. Okay. So your door isn't covered up. Well, it kind of is. So I'm going to lower all these by just a little bit. Okay, great. So that looks good, and you're going to come out. This is a little far. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to back that thing up. Okay. So now let's make our prop dynamic. Prop dynamic. Let's give it the name. Let's call it panel 1. And now we want to do the world model. You should open up, go to Portal 2, open up Model Viewer. And now pretty much choosing a model, I would start off in this world model one over in Hammer. And I would just go to Anim WP. So this gives you all the different animations you can do. And these are, I mean, some of them aren't that good, but like, you know, the Crusher, you can just go and then find the Crusher here. It's in Cursor, and then you can just check out which animation it is with the wall smash. So you can pretty much load any animation. I mean, the issue is that a lot of them have little things to it. Big wall moving. What the hell is that? No way. Oh, no way. That's sweet. So you can just go and like pick any of these animations and then just plug them in and just implement them. And I'm almost tempted to abandon. Well, I'm going to do that at the end of the tutorial. If you guys want to stay, I'm going to go and put this one in too. It's pretty much the same as what we're doing. Anyways, man, you can tell I'm getting all excited. I did Circle Shield, and that's the one I picked. Because it's like that, and then its animation when it goes up is it starts down and it goes all the way up. Okay? So Circle Shield. So I'm just going to go down to Filter. I'm going to type in Circle. Okay, Circle Shield. Apply that, and then you want to do its default animation, which is right here. And how you figure out what default animation you want, you go here and you see all these animations. Well, I'm picking Move Up 09. The thing is, though, is that it starts down. So I need its default animation to be down idle. You always want your default animation to be an idle. If it's not an idle, then it's going to constantly animate throughout the entire game. I figured out that the hard way. It needs to be an idle when it starts. That's how it works. So it's idle while it's not doing anything. So it's move 0309 down idle. Move 0309 down idle. Great. And then apply it, and then you also want to go back down and do hold animation. That means once you animate it, it's going to hold it and not go back to the idle. Okay, so then it moved it a little bit, and let's move it to where we want it. Right there, a little bit lower. Great. And there's one more thing we want to do. This one here is where it's going to start at. What we want to do is fit it to where it ends. So I know where it's going to end. It's going to be up idle, because that's the stop of its animation. So that means I want to start it up. Right there. So that means, oh, okay, this is how high it's going to be when it finishes its animation. So let's move it down. That looks amazing. Cool, and now we're going to go back and change the idle, or the default animation, to down again. Okay, great. So now all I have to do is set up a trigger, define what animation we want to run, and then tell it to do it. Now you don't do a trigger anymore. What you do is a logic relay. So let's make a logic relay. And another thing, another pet peeve of mine. There's some name it, logic relay. There's some tutorials out there where they have like background noises, or their voice is too loud. I mean, my voice is probably too loud. I'm like yelling into the microphone. Or there was one where this guy was constantly clicking on his keyboard. It was driving me nuts. Anyway, so you want to do on trigger. You want to pick panel 1, and you want to do set animation. And now we know which animation we want. It's move 09 or move underscore or move 03 underscore 09 up. So just type it in. Move 03 underscore 09 up. Sweet sauce. That means once this is triggered, this will go. So now let's go back to this trigger and go to the outputs. On trigger, logic relay, trigger, toggle. I don't want to toggle. I wonder what the difference between trigger and toggle is. They're so close, Okay, trigger. Let's give it a wait of 2 seconds so we can actually walk out and watch it do its thing. Also because I put everything so frickin' far out here. Oh, and one more thing. Let's do some nice lighting. I actually went and I did a spot, I think. Yeah, I did a spotlight. And then the way that this worked is I made my 50% fall off distance way huge, like 1300. And then my 0% I made 1400. And then I made sure that it was going downward. So see that? So that'll give it a prettier look. That'll give it a prettier look in this room. That's what I had done. I messed around with all this for quite some time, and then I just copied that. I'm just going to paste one over here because you're going to need it. You're going to need a few of these because once you add a light, then your ambience isn't like pumped up like it normally is. Okay, so let's test this out and see if it goes. Okay, well, I apologize I didn't fill in the time there. I should have. I feel very responsible for this. I horribly apologize. I don't really have anything to say. I'm really excited about doing that other relay. Okay, here we go. So there's the spotlight. It looks pretty. It looks okay. I was going to say pretty ugly, but it looks okay. And then it opens up. So you've triggered it. You got to run over, and boom. That looks pretty. Okay. I'm actually going to give myself a little bit more time on that trigger, on triggering the logic relay, because I didn't totally get to see it. I'm just going to give it 3 seconds, because, my room is too big. So here's a really cool thing I learned through this. It's called Paste Special. So go click it, copy it, and then go and do Paste Special. So you want to make one copy, start it at the center of the original, and then make pasted entity names unique. And then just drag it out. So that means this one is now named Panel 2. So click both of them, copy it, paste special. Booyah! Whoops. Great. And ooh, that was perfect fit. Okay, and they're all unique names. Let's do 8 of them. So 1, 2. Whoop. So and if you don't know how to do this, you hit Control. Hit Control, and that's how you can select more than one at the same time. Okay, Control C is how you copy it, and then paste special, same thing, drag it over. So this is what I did on mine, except I made 90 of them. I'm not going to make 90 in this tutorial. But, so they all have a different name now. That's so easy. So now all we have to do is just go to our logic relay, go to the outputs, and then copy this and paste it 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we have to rename this. There's got to be a better way to do this. There's got to be like a for loop or something. If anybody knows and is watching this tutorial, please tell me. Because I know there's got to be an easier way. So if we're doing so many, damn it. Panel 5. If we're doing so many of these, like I had to go and hand change, excuse me, and hand change like every single one of them, and it took quite a while. Okay, and then let's give them. Hold on, pardon. Let's give them a little bit of a delay. So let's make the first 4 beneath 0.5. Well, let's make it a little bit bigger, like 0.3, and then 0.45, and then 0.1. Let's make that 0.05. And then let's make all the ones on the second above 0.5, so that it gives it a little bit of variation. So it looks pretty. Okay. Great. So that means we're going to come through, and this is going to work. You know how. Let's run it just for gigs and shiggles. And then there's another one that I'm going to go through. There's another tutorial that pretty much show the exact same thing, except they used a different one. The issue is that a lot of the specific animations, a lot of the prop dynamics have little intricacies, and I don't know them all. Like you can just animate the crusher, and so it goes and run out. Whoop! Guess I forgot to do that one. But anyway, you get the point. So you can go and make as many of these as you want. You can put them sideways or whatever. I'm going to quickly do one more prop dynamic before I try and do the whole wall thing. We'll see if that works. So prop dynamic, and then we'll just name it arm. And then this is one that another tutorial did that I'm just going to go over real quick. And it was in AnimWP in room transfer. Take out circle. He went and did this one, 64 by 64 interior rust. And the whole reason why I'm going over this is that it was just a very important intricacy with this. First, let's find our default animation. And let's see, so that was AnimWP, room transfers, interior rust. So you got to pick an idle one. So let's just pick wall construct A01 close idle. Okay, whatever. Wall construct A01 close idle. Sorry, I accidentally hit my microphone. Okay, wall construct A01 idle? No? Okay. Holy crap, I can't believe it. Oh, I forgot to close. Close idle, great. So, wall construct A01 close idle, great. And then we also, of course, you need to go and hold animation, because we want it to hold the animation that we have when we finish it. Okay, so here it is, sitting here in the middle of nowhere. Let's flip it around. Let's flip it. What the hell? Let's move it a little bit. Okay, so it's right here. So, oh my goodness. Hold on. You gotta go back into it. You gotta just set the default animation to idle first. You gotta set it to something that's not bind pose. The reason why we're setting it to bind pose, or is it just bind pose? Because you need it to be in this pose in order for you to bind a texture. You want to bind a texture to the panel contact point. So you want to go down to your panel and you want to go to browse and go to node draw. All right, and then make it so it's just slightly above. $16, that's a little thick. 8 is still a little thick. 4 sounds great. So enter, and then you want to pick which texture you're going to use. And I'll just go and pick the one that I've been using. If I can find it. And then you want to apply the texture. Great. Has to be highlighted for the texture to apply. And then you want to go back and hit Control T, and you want to make it a Func paint. Func brush. Yeah, Func brush. Go back. You want to name this dynamic. We already did to that. And then we want to name this to like arm panel. And then you want to set the parent to your arm. Okay. And then you need to go and set a, oh, what is it called? It's not a logic branch. Hold on, I'm going to pause while I figure this out. Okay, sorry about that. So it's logic auto. So set it to logic auto, and then go to outputs, add, and then on map spawn. You want to do arm panel, and then scroll all the way down, set parent attach maintain offset. Okay? So once, oh wait, there's a system override here. So then once the map starts, it's going to go and it's going to automatically bind that, and that's, oh hell. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. Panel attach. I wasn't ready to do this. This was kind of off the cuff that I was actually going to go into this. So there we go. This is going to be set, and that means this panel is definitely on there. And then the way that you would do it is you do it the exact same way. You'd find your animation, you'd set it where you want it to be at the beginning of your default animation, and right now it's at bind pose, and then, well, okay, well, let's set it to something real quick. Why not? So let's do something very easy. Okay, I like this. 128-inch straight. So I need to find some sort of idle that works with that. Oh, I don't know. Okay, let's do 90-degree corner back, 90-degree underscore in corner back. And then that's just the idle, right? Yeah. 90 deg corner front idle. Let's just do that. 90 deg corner front idle, right? There's an underscore between this and no underscore there. Okay. So we have that, and then what we want to do is on our logic gate, or our logic relay, go and set up a new output and do on trigger, and then do the arm. You don't need to do the arm panel because the arm panel is parented. And then you want to set the animation, and then you want to do the animation that we decided on, which was 90 deg underscore corner front, I think. Or maybe we have to do corner back. 90 deg. 90 degree deg quarter front. Oh dear. Oh, we can do, yeah, 90 deg underscore in underscore corner front. 90 deg underscore in underscore corner front. I mean, this I've already gone over on how to do this, so it shouldn't be a big deal. And quickly, let's go and see how this works. So, logic relay. No, not logic relay. Prop dynamic. And then name it. Wall intro, that sounds nice. And then we want to do the world model. And where was that? Room? No, it wasn't room transport. It was, yeah, I think it was. And it was in anim. Oh, these are cool. Let's do this one. So then big wall underscore moving.mdl. That's sweet. So I got to load that one up. That was an anim WP in room transform in anim big wall moving. I think it was this one. Yeah, it was. So you want to start it out anim idle at the beginning. Yeah, that looks good. So just anim underscore idle. This is going to be sweet. Anim underscore idle. I mean, this is pretty much, you guys, you know what this is going to be. I've already gone over how to do this. But, you know, if you know where this is going, you could have just left. And, you know, I'm here all by my lonesome doing these. Anim underscore idle, and then we want to do the hold animation at the end. Sounds great. And then, yeah, I think that's, and then I just want to set it to my logic relay. And what does that mean? on trigger while intro set animation, and then it's going to be what? Anim. Look great. Anim. Right? That's it. Yeah, anim. Sweet. I don't know if we have to bind anything to this. Oh yeah, you would bind a different texture to the front of it if you wanted to. Which, in the way that you bind, we've already gone over that. Okay. And let's move this closer. Oh, we gotta flip it around. Right about there should do it. Okay. Well, I think this is gonna work, but let's run it and be sure. So that's pretty much how you do these prop dynamics. You can just go and put them on there and you bind stuff. I know there's probably a ton of other crap that you can do that I don't know yet, but this is a great basic for how to do those moving panels and do any of those arms. You can really do anything. You can just go and find it and just try it out and tinker. So it opens up. Look at that. Looks great. And they all went. So that's how you do that. I hope this clears all that stuff up, so really the world is your oyster with this. And I'll check out elevators, Bunny. Bunny? Rabbit? What, rabbit? Whatever it was.